statistics data of GPT for taking AP exams. So GPT-4, I do not have the access yet. But people who do have access is trying GPT-4 on almost everything because it will be able to understand images. It will be able to understand images along with text. So it can do most of AP exams, SAT exam, bar exam, even LeetCode, AMC, all everything. Because there's basically it can understand everything. So for GPT 3.5, we can see everything falls around like between 10 to 60% tell. That means it's about the last 10% of us. But for GPT-4, it becomes of 90 percentile. So that means it's better than 90% of human exam taker. If you guys can do the math here very correctly, GPT-4 can take SAT and score 40 and 10, which is pretty high. It's above 90% of all exam takers, high school students. So that brings us questions about how well the standard test and how well different higher education institution to face this truth, because people need to understand if machine is doing better on the exam than their students, we need to change our rubric. We need to change our process of admitting students. This is a very small and concrete example for what GPT-4 can do, but we can also say in terms of AP exams, it scores 5 out of 5 for biology, 4 out of 5 for calculus. In general, it performs better in STEM, like science, technology, math, compared with English literature. So that's also an insight. Like, is that better to learn more humanity-based course in the future for students? Or should we change the way we learn STEM or math or science courses or not? So that's just provide us a chance to understand the position and the strongest skill of human. Besides all those standardized tasks, you can also do competitions, like USACO, USA Bio Olympics, all kind of Olympics. That seems weird because large language model are generating content from training data, but now it's able to reason, and it has able to do hard Olympics questions. Also very interesting insight. I'm just putting it out there. You guys can explore more if you're interested. But now I'm going to switch topic to some more concrete examples, like how can GPT help us as programmers? How can GPT help us as designers? It can produce code, produce images. So I will start with DALL-E. DALL-E is the one of the project by OpenAI as well. So basically, you put one sentence in, it will generate tons of images for you. Let's see. Let's just use this prompt here. An impressionist oil painting of sunflower in the purple west. Let's see it. Oh, I changed to another one. It's okay. Still will say it. Here we go. So it understand our request of pixel art. So that's what we need. And astronaut is right here. So basically, it will be able to understand what is happening and what you need. And you can generate more, and you can edit your prompt all the ways. You can do different things with it as well. But what I want to actually introduce is Midjourney. Midjourney is a quite different kind of, it performs basically the similar task as GPT. I mean OpenAI's DALL-E. But Midjourney is the most up to date and most recent advanced technology that can transform text to images. So let me show you guys some examples. Showcase. I'll also send a link in the chat so you guys can go explore. So we can see the R here, the quality of R here is way better than DALL-E. Even though DALL-E is developed by OpenAI and has tons of money, tons of data, the quality here is almost insane. And the longer or the detailed your prompt is, the more information it will present on the graph. So basically, if you're a designer, you can use this to do prototyping. You can use this to do fine tuning. You can do designs. You can see different styles. So you guys can explore this. And there is a recent technology, Stable Diffusion and NeRF. NeRF is the 3D version of Stable Diffusion that you can generate graph and you can generate 3D models. And there's similar technologies applied here. If you guys are interested in this field, feel free to explore this. And use case for DALL-E or Midjourney is very wide. You can use it for design companies, you can use it for posters, for picture generation, almost everything. Okay, so last but not least, I want to talk about the GitHub Copilot. So this is how, using GPT or whatever large language model in general to help us to code. This is transforming because people who do not know how to code will be able to code actually. So you can, well, let's watch the video first and I will explain it later. Okay, so basically you can tell what you want to achieve to the Copilot, and it will write the code for you. And when you are writing half of the code, it can automatically complete the code for you. And you can write the docs for you automatically. So if you write docs before, like API doc or any doc, you will find that painful, but now Copilot can do it for you. Or if you're interested, you can join the waitlist here. So basically everything is, they have a waitlist, and that's because their capacity. Those large language models cost a lot of money to train, and the user costs are pretty high, even though they cut the price half for GPT 3.5, which is ChatGPT. But in general, it's an expensive progress. So let's just try it actually, because I do have access to Copilot. Let me share my screen for Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's see, let's create a new file. Let's call it test.py. So for now, we can ask it to do a very simple thing, to write a loop. See, it's when I type write a loop, it starts to complete my sentence with that prints out the number 1 to 10. That means this is a very common request. So let's make this trickier. That prints out all prime number between 1 and 10, 1 and 100. So if you are programmers and you do competitive programming or you use LeetCode before, you know this might be a tricky question because there's no existing, there's some existing algorithm for counting prime numbers, but it is hard for you to explain this to computer how that actually works. Because if my question is write a loop that prints out all even number, you will say if the number is divisible by 2, it's an even number. Computer can understand this, but computer can barely understand what prime number is. So let's see what program will do. So basically what I'm doing is I'm tapping tab and enter. I'm not actually writing code here. Copilot is helping me with this. Here we go. So this is the code that can tell whether n is a prime or not. And then let's print this. So remember, I'm not writing any code at all. I'm just typing tab and enter. Okay, so let's run this. Go to my desktop, Python 3, test pipe. Here we go. So without using any code, I get all the prime numbers from 1 to 100. And you guys can check it if you don't believe it. But that's actually very powerful. So if you do not know basic syntax of Python, it's fine. If you do not know how the inner algorithm or the logic works, it's fine. You can just put out your thoughts and then it will code for you. And one more powerful tool for this is that it can continue to write. So let's see, um, add all the number, all the prime number above together. Here we go. So it defines a new function for us. It's some primes. And by doing this, we'll be able to add all the number we obtain there all together, again, without using any kind of code. So this is a simple code for Python. Let's try HTML if that's a more common one, because we use that for web development. We can use this to generate a website. Let's try it. HTML. Okay, now I just create a new HTML file. Similarly, I'm going to add comment. Okay. A login page. Okay, so what I want is a login page. And then similarly, I just type whatever it needs. It can also produce a license for me, which is amazing. No, this is a more complex program because we need to use JavaScript for this. Let's just find an easier one. Um, introduction page for my personal website. Okay, let's make it easier. Okay, that definitely doesn't work. So we need to change our prompt so that the GPT or the Copilot can understand. You can try it from all kinds of different ways. And actually, there's a new job called prompt engineers. Um, okay, you are right. That's why. Thank you. I haven't write actually HTML file for a while. So thank you for that. Here we go. I guess that's all it has to provide. Okay, let's just check out the website. It'll be pretty easy. It will just generate some random content. Let's see if can let's see insert a random image. Insert an image. Here, here we go. Okay, that's quite enough. Okay, that's it. Let me stop sharing. Um, okay, so this is the website that generated by Copilot. I mean, it looks fine. There's a title and they highlight some important information. The picture didn't show up for some reason, but that's a good start. You can add your prompt. You can use your HTML knowledge to fix this. You can make it beautiful. You can add background. You can add different things. But anyway, this is like a new way for beginners to try these things out. And okay, I guess that's basically all the applications. And I'm going to talk shortly about some potential opportunities that we can pursue through all those new AIGC technologies. So the first one is that if you want to do a startup, if you want to produce something meaningful, what will you do through AIGC? One important question to consider is the barrier, because this technology is available to everyone. Everyone can use ChatGPT for free, at least for now. Why your company or why your startup or projects can be, I mean, can be profitable in the market? You need to be a very specific or niche field, and then you need to find some specific data to the field that you are working for. For example, if I'm doing this for, let's say, for hospitals, I will have to put information specifically for patients. And then I will, let's say, change the temperature as we discussed, like the randomness lower, way lower to a safety threshold that complies with the FDA requirement. That's also very important to consider the regulation and AI ethics part of it. So, and people are doing that. All people are using it in hospitals, in school, in everywhere. And another potential opportunity is the second wave. I mean the second tasks. So basically, imagine that. So years ago, when San Francisco still has gold mining, people are mining gold and in the mountains in San Francisco. People are all going there from all around the world. But there's a potential opportunities that people didn't see. It's Livis, people who sell gems. That's very interesting to think as it provides us the chance to provide service to who are digging the gold. So we can provide service to who are developing apps or developing technologies relating to AIGC or GPT. There are many ways to do that. You can provide software as a service to those people. You can provide cloud. You can provide counseling. You can provide everything for them. So that's kind of also the important opportunities. Um, And the last but not least opportunity is that we need to think quite differently, because people who do not know how to make PowerPoint will be able to make PowerPoints. People who do not know how to code will be able to code. We need to understand that what people are actually looking for and what people need, instead of what skills do we have. Instead of starting from skills as we used to, let's say if I'm a computer programmer, I will say I know how to code website, then I will go to the industry of making websites. Or if I'm a mathematician, I will do math, so I will go to the university to teach math. But we need to think differently now, because people can learn and do things can learn skills, they can acquire skills very quickly. And they can use AI as assistants. And I am imagine the integration between AI GC and in the future Apple glasses or Google glasses, and even connect to, let's say, Google Home, Siri, almost everything. It will be fully connected, and the accessing of GPT and the language model will be way easier. So by doing this, we need to truly understand what's the needs of the market, what's the needs for the human development. That's a very interesting topic to think about, but it's more philosophy than computer science or technology. Um, yeah, and I think that's basically all I have today. Just let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions for Daniel? We only have 1 minute, so if there's no questions in the next minute, thank you so much, Daniel, for speaking. And then we'll reconvene for the next 20 minutes or so. Yeah, there. Daniel just sent his email, so you can email him if you have any questions. So thank you so much. I'll post this in the Daniel, do you want to post that in the Discord too?
Yeah, sure. Just feel free to send me anything through my email. And thank you guys for coming today.
Awesome. So we'll reconvene and then we'll come back through the same link. All right. Thank you.